Why is our planet getting hit by historic natural disaster after historic natural disaster? Michael Snyder reports. Keep in mind what's happening in Texas, Florida, with freeze out there. Now, we have become numb to the major natural disasters that are constantly happening all around us. Over the past couple of years, we've been getting hit by historic natural disaster after historic natural disaster, and this week we're getting hit again. A once-in-a-generation blizzard is dumping enormous amounts of snow along the Gulf Coast of all places, and new fires have suddenly erupted in Southern California. Meanwhile, the other side of the planet continues to get hammered by unusual earthquakes. A steady stream of absolutely devastating disasters has become our new norm, and 2025 is certainly off to a blistering start. Last year, the U.S. have averaged $1 billion disasters about every 2 weeks, and natural disasters inflicted a total of $417 billion in damage to the global economy. The year 2024 saw global natural catastrophes inflict $417 billion in economic losses, with insured losses reaching $154 billion, underscoring the escalating impact of climate change on extreme weather events worldwide, according to Gallagher Re's Natural Catastrophe and Climate Report. We're going to easily surpass that figure this year because it's being projected that the fires in Southern California alone have already caused at least $250 billion in economic damage. Unfortunately, that crisis is far from over. In fact, 2 new fires broke out in San Diego County on Tuesday morning. Southern Californians are facing even more wildfire devastation as 2 more wildfires broke following weeks of destruction in Los Angeles. The Lilac and Pala fires broke out early on Tuesday morning within an hour of one another in San Diego County, and they had already ravaged nearly 100 acres. Evacuations for parts of the county have been ordered, while other area residents are urged to pack up their things and leave, according to CAL FIRE. Authorities are blaming these new fires on hurricane force winds, which have been ripping across the region. The origins of the blazes remain unknown. They erupted as hurricane force winds blew across Southern California through the night and early morning, according to preliminary reports from the National Weather Service. A 102-mile-an-hour wind gust was recorded in the San Diego Mountains around 10 p.m. Monday. Simultaneously, the Gulf Coast is being hammered by a very strange blizzard. CNN is referring to it as a once-in-a-generation winter storm. Historic snowfall is burying parts of the Gulf Coast amid dangerous cold, as a once-in-a-generation winter storm wreaks havoc on travel in a region wholly unaccustomed to winter weather. We have never witnessed anything quite like this. In fact, this is the very first blizzard warning that we have ever seen in the state of Louisiana. Portions of the Gulf Coast saw a first-ever blizzard warning. A wide swath of the South was targeted by a major winter storm, and brutally cold temperatures gripping much of the nation Tuesday as the U.S. grappled with wild winter weather. Stacy Dempsey, a meteorologist for the National Weather Service in Lake Charles, told USA Today the blizzard warning was a first for Louisiana. A blizzard warning means the expectation that snow and frequent wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour could reduce visibility to a quarter mile or less. If the planet is warming up, why are we having blizzards in Louisiana? That doesn't make sense. If you can believe it, some areas of Louisiana are expected to receive up to a whopping 10 inches of snow. State climatologist Jay Grimes said widespread snow accumulation of 4 to 10 inches are expected. Cities such as Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and New Orleans are in the path of this storm. The impacts there are going to be crippling, Grimes said. Louisiana, this is definitely happening. This is a truly unusual weather event, of course. One meteorologist actually said that this winter storm almost looks like a hurricane. It almost looks like a hurricane, only with snow as the precip type, meteorologist A.J. Mastrangelo said on social media as the city got blanketed Tuesday morning. So why is this happening? Can anyone out there please explain what we are experiencing? On the other hand, on the other side of the planet, a magnitude 6.4 earthquake just hit Taiwan. It was so powerful that it actually caused chip maker TSMC to evacuate factories in central and southern Taiwan. A 4.6 magnitude earthquake struck a mountainous rural area of Taiwan south on Tuesday near the city of Chiayi, the island's weather administration said, with reports of minor damage. Chipmaker TSMC said it had evacuated staff and its factories in central and southern Taiwan, and they were all safe. The earthquake shook buildings in the capital, Taipei. The quake had a depth of only 6 miles, so it was shallow, with its epicenter in Dapu Township in Chiayi County, and hit just after midnight, the weather administration said. In China, a magnitude 6.8 earthquake that recently hit that country caused major cracks in 5 different hydropower dams. Cracks have been detected in 5 hydropower dams out of 14 in Tibet that have been inspected by Chinese authorities since the 6.8 magnitude earthquake hit the area January 7. 3 out of the 5 affected dams have since been emptied. A Tibet emergency management official said at a press conference January 16, a hydrology expert said it indicates the problem is very serious. In southern Brazil, a state of emergency has been declared after 120 millimeters of rainfall in just a few hours caused horrific flooding. Camboriú Mayor Juliana Pavan declared the emergency after more than 120 millimeters of rainfall were recorded in just a few hours, flooding city streets and adjacent roads, such as BR 101, where the Morro do Boi tunnel is closed. Argentine tourists were reported to have arrived en masse for the second half of January, as a convenient exchange rate advises against vacationing in their home country. It rained in a few hours, about 130 millimeters, in the cities of Itiajai, Camboriú, and Balneário Camboriú, more than half the volume expected for the entire month of January, Santa Catarina Governor Jorge Melo pointed out. I could go on, giving you lots more examples, but I think you get the point. We were warned that natural disasters would be a major theme in 2025, and that is precisely what's happening. On a related note, the magnetic North Pole of our planet continues to move even closer to Russia. If you are using your smartphone to navigate your system, just got a crucial update. Scientists have released a new model tracking the position of the magnetic North Pole, revealing that the pole is now closer to Siberia than it was 5 years ago and is continuing to drift towards Russia. Unlike the geographic North Pole, which marks a fixed location, the magnetic North Pole's position is determined by Earth's magnetic field, which is in constant motion. Over the past few decades, magnetic north movement has been unprecedented. It dramatically sped up, then in a more recent twist rapidly slowed, though scientists can explain the underlying cause behind, they cannot explain the cause behind the magnetic field's unusual behavior. Our planet has become less stable and is changing in unpredictable ways, and nobody's going to be able to stop this. We really are living in apocalyptic times, and what we have experienced so far is just the beginning. Some people are spending millions of dollars on doomsday bunkers in anticipation of what's coming. And the vast majority of us will never be able to do that, but I would encourage you to prepare for what is ahead, however you are able to. This is by Michael Snyder on the Economic Collapse blog. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. This is by Michael Snyder, and about the author. Michael Snyder's new book entitled Why is available on paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He's also written 8 other books that are available on Amazon, including Chaos, End Times, 70 Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work that he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and the Most Important News, and he's always freely and happily allowed others to republish those articles on their own websites. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.